If you have a BRZ, FRS, or 86, chances are one day your motor is gonna blow if it hasn't blown already. And the only options you have is to either sell the car, rebuild the motor, or just entirely buy a new motor. If you guys have been keeping up with the channel, you guys would know that recently my girlfriend bought a 2013 Subaru BRZ. You wanna come in? This is Amanda's car, and we bought it with rod knock, knowing it had a blown motor and all that good stuff. Well, bad stuff actually. It's pretty bad stuff. We bought it knowing that we were gonna have to do a full motor rebuild. And today we're gonna be doing just that. Everything has finally came in for the car. It's all nicely placed over there. Amanda made it all nice and neat. Today we are finally going to put everything together. I'm gonna try my best to kind of show you guys throughout the whole process. I'll show you guys where we got the parts, how we got the parts, and how we're gonna put everything back together. That way, in case your motor ever blows, you guys can kind of use this video as like a little reference. So today we're gonna be fully rebuilding the BRZ's motor. We're gonna be showing you guys how we're going about it. And we also have a special guest, which he's pulling up right now actually. I let Jay take the STI to AutoZone, and this man calls me telling me that my knock radar is off the chart. He kind of scared me just a little bit, not gonna lie. Jay looks good in an STI. That looks like his car. He needs an STI. Oh, ow. So right now we kind of have like a blank canvas. Right now we have a bunch of parts, but nothing's assembled. And by the end of today, we should have a fully assembled, ready to drop in motor. Sounds good?
Excited.
We got a bunch of things and I'll show you guys exactly what we got, where we got it from. That way, in case you guys need to rebuild your motor, you guys know where to get stuff. Dude, what's good, dude? Haven't seen Jay in forever. Dude, you look good in an STI. I was just telling Amanda, you look like you belong in an STI. You need one. Huh?
I don't think so.
Dude, you know that a lot of the boys have been commenting, they're like, yo, where's Jay?
Yeah?
Mad people have been asking, where's Jay?
Bobber gets money, he forgets about me.
Dude, what are you talking about? Dude, Jay sold his car and just got a new car. He got a new daily, which I'm not gonna introduce just yet because there's a possibility we don't keep it. Or Jay doesn't keep it. Maybe. So, yeah, let's not introduce it yet, but Jay got another car and hopefully Jay's back into the car scene. Hopefully. Soon. But yeah, boys, today should be a pretty exciting day. We got a bunch of nice new parts and let's go ahead, start unboxing. Let's dive right into it. We got a lot to do today. Yeah, so right off the bat, I want to tell you guys that when you're rebuilding, especially a Subaru motor, you guys have two options. You can either buy a new short block or you can just rebuild your current short block. Financially, it just didn't make sense to rebuild the short block, so Amanda picked a brand new, spanking brand new short block from Subaru. If you guys didn't know, you can literally just go to your local Subaru, order a short block for your car, and that's exactly what we did. And it's gonna be hard to take out of the box, isn't it? Yeah. Hold on. It was gonna be cooler in my head, to be honest. I thought I was gonna be able to rip it off the first go, but I look like a bitch. Alright, there we go.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Yo, that is gorgeous. Oh my god. That is beautiful.
Yo, it says EJ.
Huh? Where? No, it says FA, dude, come on. That is a brand new motor, boys. Imagine, dude, we plug this into the car and just a brand new short block just hits different. Sheesh. Amanda got the short block from Subaru themselves. Like I said, if you guys need a short block, you can just hit up your local Subaru, get it ordered. I think it was what, $1,900? $1,800. 1800-ish, 1900-ish. That's like how much a Subaru block costs. Obviously, depending on what car you have, it costs a different amount to get a fully assembled short block, but for Subarus, they're pretty cheap because Subaru knows you're gonna blow your motor. So Subaru does you a favor, makes it not super expensive.
It's also less work.
It is also less work. Yeah, it's fully assembled. So this is like ready to go. All you gotta do is just put the gaskets on the block and it's ready to go. We actually have the old block in this bin right over here, all taken apart. It just did not make financial sense to go ahead and rebuild this. That's why we just picked up a brand new short block. There is the old crusty block. You guys can see the cylinder walls. The cylinder walls weren't actually too bad, but you guys can see that this motor has some wear and tear on it. Somebody has had a lot of fun with this thing. Not you,
yeah, not
somebody else. You'll have fun with this thing. But look, there's the pistons. Everything was in all right condition, needed to be refreshed and rebuilt, so the better option was just to buy a brand new motor. Look at that. If you're going for big power and you want forged internals, maybe you want to just keep your stock block if it's not too damaged and put forged internals in it. For Amanda's case, she's not going big power. If you're sticking with OEM power and you just want an OEM replacement, the OEM assembled short block is the best way to go because it's just simple. So all in all, it just made more sense to buy a brand new short block rather than rebuild it. It's better financially and it also saves you a lot of time. Unless you're going for big power, Amanda she's going for stock power, so she didn't need anything crazy. Oh baby, this is gonna be exciting to see. Yo, that looks better than brand new.
Oh my god. Look at that. Oh my god.
These are the OEM heads. We did buy new heads. Heads are usually like where kind of all the power is made. It's the more expensive part. So financially, it doesn't make more sense to buy brand new heads, but it does make sense to rebuild your head. So I think to rebuild both the heads, it was $550, right?
Yeah.
Both these heads got a full rebuild done by a reputable machine shop. When you do a motor rebuild, it's smart to take your heads to a machine shop. You can get everything cleaned out of the heads. You don't want any metal shavings in your head. If there are metal shavings in your head, all that metal shavings is just gonna go everywhere throughout the whole motor and blow your motor once again. So take your heads to a machine shop, get it all redone. If your heads are damaged, you're probably gonna have to either get replacement parts for your heads. Luckily, our heads were in good condition. We got them rebuilt for 550 bucks. That's just the best financial move for making stock power. Let's go ahead, open up box number 3. Now this is the full engine rebuild gasket kit from Subaru. We went with OEM Subaru gaskets just because it's the best thing to go with. We've all seen these before, huh? Subaru head gaskets, baby. So we got all the gaskets that we need right here. We got some valve cover gaskets, some bunch of other gaskets, which just we'll figure out where they go. We got some brand new gaskets. Never do a motor rebuild with your old gaskets. Do you think anybody's ever rebuilt a motor and put their old gaskets in?
Probably.
That's crazy.
There's some wild people out there. You never know.
Jay's done that before, right, Jay? You've rebuilt a motor with using the old gaskets? You've never reused the head gaskets? No. I'm just kidding. Imagine though. Oh man. Yo, I kind of want to like go into what's going on with your new car, but I kind of want to like just let you figure it out before I explain to the boys. I'm going to kind of leave this a mystery. I just want you guys to see this. This is Jay's new car that he just bought like 2 days ago. And then this is the situation we've got going on right here. We'll figure it out though. Hopefully everything will be solved, but right now we're dealing with this mess. Fixing the BRZ.
Grab the other side, I got you. This dude.
Bro, you gotta show off, you're here.
Nice.
So for the clutch, there was a lot of options we could have went with. Because we're doing an OEM replacement, we got an OEM clutch from Exedy. We didn't want a stage 1 or stage 2 because at the end of the day, it's just not super fun to daily drive with. Amanda's gonna be driving this car almost every single day. This is gonna be her new daily, I think, so.
You see these calves?
You don't want a stage 2 as a daily. It sucks. Packaging looks pretty good. We got the clutch disc.
This is to refill your blinker fluid.
It is?
Yeah, bro.
All right, you guys heard it here.
Fluid in there. And look, this shit moves, you know?
I'm sure that's what that's for.
You inject it.
We got a new clutch bearing, a pilot bearing. What is this?
this?
I think this is some lube. I think this is some lube. When it comes to clutches, Exedy is a pretty reputable brand, so that's why we decided to go with Exedy. I don't know how to tell if a clutch is worn out or not. I don't even know if the old clutch was worn out or not. But what I do know is that we have the motor out. So it just makes sense. While everything's already out, might as well just go ahead and replace the clutch, even if the old one was good or bad or whatever.
Ooh, it's in Japanese.
I'll cash up you $10 if you can tell me what that says.
What?
If you can tell me what this says. Oh, fuck, no, never mind.
Got you, I got you. Make sure to open. Nice new flywheel, nothing exciting, but definitely something that is worth replacing. And there we go, we got the complete Exedy clutch kit. We got this from Rock Auto. Now we just have a bunch of like little parts that are worth replacing since everything's already open. Got a little thermostat right there, also from Rock Auto. Water pump, also from Rock Auto. We also got a new oil pickup tube from 541 Motorsports. That is everything that we have for the motor rebuild, or almost everything. If we're missing something, I don't think. Oh yeah, the timing chain. Oh, forgot about that. So the only thing we don't have here is the timing chain. Amanda ordered the timing chain to her house. The timing chain gets delivered today, so she's gonna leave a little bit later, go get the timing chain. But for now, we have everything to get ourselves to the point of putting on the timing chain. So right now, let's go ahead, start putting everything together, and we'll worry about the timing chain a little bit later. But dude, you ready?
I'm ready, yeah.
Is this the first Subaru motor you've ever rebuilt?
Yeah.
Are you excited, dude?
This is my first time even seeing it apart.
Really?
Yeah.
You've never seen a Subaru motor apart? Dude, there's like a million Subarus out there, and half of them have blown motors. I've been trying to convince Jay to get another Subaru for the longest time.
I'm trying to buy his, but you don't want to sell it.
Not yet, not yet. But yeah, it should be fun. Rebuilding motors is like kind of therapeutic in a way. I don't know, it's like fun to like do everything by the torque spec and all that stuff. So it should be pretty fun. Let's go ahead and get this thing put together. Have been just going ham and cleaning up this upper oil pan assembly. Since we're reusing the stock one, this had a ton of metal shavings, and metal shavings inside your nice new motor is never any good news. It's bad news. We cleaned the ever-living crap out of it, took off all the gasket. Now it's time to get this thing thrown onto the motor, so we're gonna put some gasket maker all along here. We have some Permatex Ultra Black. We're gonna put that all along and then put it onto the block. We do have some places where we have to put in the O-ring gaskets, which came with our full engine gasket kit. Ooh, look at that. Fits nicely into place. Before you ever put any gasket maker on, you wanna make sure that you clean your surface. So we're gonna clean this surface with some brake clean, and then we're also gonna clean that side with brake clean, and then we can go ahead and lay down some Permatex Ultra Black, baby.
Is that
God dang. Is that
it's still coming?
Huh? That's good? All right. What are you doing?
Go over it again.
Oh, what are you doing?
Keep it going. Keep going. Like, just don't stop. And then if there's a little bit like there's not enough, you just go back over it.
Shit. I'm bad. I'm bad. This is like the first time I'm doing this.
Dang.
That shit about a leak, bro.
You made me mess up.
Yo, this is gonna be a one leaky oil pan. Yo, you're right.
You do it.
Yo, you want to do it?
Nah, you do it. You do it.
Let's see you do it.
All right, chill. I've been talking a lot of trash, but I don't know.
Okay, but like he's been doing it longer than I have.
I'm like so nervous right now. Yo, Jay, I need you to guide me.
Bring your side down a little bit more.
Got it in?
Yeah.
All right.
Get that side in.
I think so. Ooh. All right, there we go, baby. First piece of the motor is on, the upper oil pan. So we got the 1 minute gasket maker. Depending on what gasket maker, you have to like thread in the bolts at different times. We got the 1 minute, so we're gonna thread in the bolts right away. We just have to wait about 5 minutes and then we can torque it down to spec. Do you know why they call it 1 minute gasket maker? When you actually have to wait 5 minutes for it to dry up?
Sorry, what?
I don't know why it's called 1 minute gasket maker if it takes 5 minutes to dry. This is weird.
I don't know.
All right, so we got the bolts. We kind of have to guess where the bolts go. This is a long bolt, so it's obviously just probably gonna go somewhere there. Another long bolt, probably somewhere there. And then another long bolt right there. It took way too much time to figure out how much this was, but 18 foot-pounds of torque. That's how much we need for this. It took me way too long to figure that out. Hopefully that saves somebody some time. Jay's making sure we don't mess up.
Is it?
What's good, dude? He's Master Tech Subaru now. Everybody knows this is the most fun part about rebuilding a motor. Just torquing down to spec, hearing that. Next up, we got the, ooh, wait.
Don't fucking tell me you got.
Oh no.
You have a magnet?
No, the bolt is literally right there. Damn, dude, how to drop it in there? There's no way to, we need a magnet. Let me see.
Oh, yeah.
It's right in there.
I
God
can get that out.
dang it. Yo, my big saucy meats are letting me down. No, let me. What? No! I don't know if this is gonna work or not. It's a little unconventional, but we got a little Allen, and it's magnetic, so hopefully this picks it up, dude. Man. Okay, wait, let me see it. Oh, got it. Let's go, baby.
Oh my god.
That was a close one.
Oh
I'm gonna
my
keep
God.
this with us, just in case. That was a close one. That was a little scary, not gonna lie. But let's try not to do that again. So we got a nice new O-ring gasket. Here, you wanna put it on? Amanda loves putting on gaskets. Ooh, look at that. For those of you who don't know what this is, it's literally in the name. It's the oil pickup tube. It picks up oil from the oil pan, sends it into the motor. So we're gonna put some Loctite down and torque it down to 6.4 foot-pounds of torque. Barely any pressure, and there we go. Here's the old water pump. Nothing was wrong with it, but since everything's open, while you're in there, you may as well just replace everything that you would need to replace down the line. So this car had 161,000 miles. Who knows if this is the original water pump or not? Might as well just replace it since we have everything open. Here is the nice new water pump we got from Rock Auto. Got the gasket, got the water pump. Throw the new water pump on and call it a day. There's a bunch of parts that we're using from the old motor. Before we put onto the new motor, it's really important that we go ahead and clean everything out like really good. Like look at this, right? So this is the old oil pan. We still got a bunch of gasket left over, and this is all the crud on the inside. We're gonna have to go ahead and clean this out really nicely. We gotta make sure that none of this crud is recycled into the new motor. So Jay is gonna look it up for us, right?
What?
You're gonna look it up? How much money would it take for you to actually look this up?
A blowjob.
Word.
All right, let's go. I'm just kidding. We got some degreaser. Just spray some degreaser all inside the oil pan. Probably gonna have to do this a bunch of times. It's not gonna be fun. We hit it with some soap and water, scrub the crap out of it. Almost everything is out. We dried it, and now we just gotta hit it with some brake clean. Oh, okay, all right, not doing too bad. I see you. Ah, you were really close, you were close. So since there's no dowels on the oil pan, I don't want to mess it up. So what I'm gonna do is put 2 bolts through the corners and kind of make it act as if it was a dowel. I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but
Makes sense, pretty smart.
It'll kind of help out, you know, it'll help center the oil pan. We got one shot at this and I can't mess it up. There we go, baby. Hopefully that's right. I don't know if it is or not.
It's upside down.
Is it? I think the whole motor's upside down, bud. I don't think the service manual requires it, but we're gonna do it anyway. Gonna throw some Loctite in.
Let me guess, you're gonna torque those down too?
Yes, I'm gonna torque them down, dude. Of course I'm gonna torque them down. Are you kidding me?
Man, that's a little extra.
Yeah, bro. I was a little scared too, bro.
I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
We're making some progress and we're gonna keep going. Now it's time for the fun part. Throwing the heads onto the block. Like I said, we got the heads redone at our local... What? We needed 2 heads though. Like I said, we got the heads done at a local machine shop. It looks so freaking clean, man. Look at that. That's before and that's after. It's both the same thing. It's just, this is machined up. We're gonna throw in some valve cover gaskets, throw in the spark plug gaskets, and just pre-lube everything. We got some engine assembly lube. You guys gotta make sure that you put this on inside the cylinder walls as well as the camshafts, because there's nothing worse than starting your motor up dry. You never wanna start it dry.
Remember, kids, never go in dry.
Lube up, baby. Throwing the heads on is pretty much just gonna make this thing look like an actual motor. This thing right now, it's not looking too much like a motor. Once we put the heads on, then it's gonna look like a proper motor. It's gonna look like we're actually doing something. So how long do you think this blows out?
1,000 miles.
It's a Subaru. You know what you signed up for. You ready for this? Oh,
Oh, he did all in this?
yeah, looks nice and clean. Here we go, baby. All right, so before we put some gasket down, once again, clean it up with some brake clean.
All right, let me do this side. Let me have some fun.
All right, do it. Let me get this thing. All right, there you go, man.
What do I do? Press this button?
Yeah, you pull the trigger and then lay down a nice bead.
I got you, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, my man. Yeah, he's actually doing pretty good, bro.
snap.
He's fast with it. Yeah, do it around the bolts too. When he first started, I was a little sketched out. He does it mad nice. Oh, right here too. All right.
Bro, look at that fucking nice ass beads I got going. Look at your shit.
Bro, chill, bro.
That should be good. Is it in? Yeah. It's not moving. That means it's on. Oh, buddy.
There we go. All right, so I'll admit my mistakes. I kind of messed up. I just put this onto this, and I wasn't supposed to, because this has to go onto the block, and we have to torque down the head studs, and then put this on. So now me and 2 more are scraping down the gaskets because your boy here messed up. Lube up the cylinder walls so you don't start your motor dry. You want to do it? This is
this is the most satisfying part.
This is the satisfying part. You guys ready for this? Look at that. You got the dowels there, you know, to help you out a little bit. You just put it down nicely.
No, you got slam in that bitch.
Boom. Done. We're done. Time to go home, bro.
All right, catch you later.
Shout out to Liz for letting us use her awesome snap-on torque wrench, dude. This thing is legit. passenger side head is on the car. Time to put the driver's side head on. Amanda's gonna go ahead and do this. I don't know why, but putting the head gasket on is just so satisfying. I guess it's like the dowels that like kind of put it in place. Like it's like, it just falls into place. Like watch, look at that. Yeah, like that, like that. Damn, that's nice. That's real nice. What we have to do on this side is the same exact thing on the other side. We gotta take these cam gears off so that way we can torque the cylinder head onto the block. Once the cylinder head's torqued, we're gonna lay some gasket, put this back on. It's the same exact thing as the other side. It's easy enough, right? Yeah. All right, let's go for it. Come on, there we go. You have a good grip on it, right? Yeah. You look like you're struggling. All right, well, don't struggle. You can't struggle. I gotta wipe this down, make sure there's no dirt or debris on there. You know, gotta make it all clean. And then just line it up with a dowel and then just insert. I'm gonna help you center. Oh, just put it in the dowel. There you, ooh, wait. There you go. Oh, baby. There we go.
I did it.
Look at that. It's starting to look like a motor now.
0 miles.
Time to torque down the head bolts. So now it's time to torque down the head bolts, and this is the most annoying part. The other side was a huge pain in the ass. With head bolts slash head studs, there's always a certain sequence that you have to follow. To put all the head bolts on this motor, there is an 8-step sequence. So step 1, you have to torque it down to 14.8 foot-pounds of torque. Step 2, you have to torque it down to 73 foot-pounds of torque. Third time, you have to just loosen everything 360 degrees. They just stopped doing foot-pounds of torque for some reason. Fourth time, it's another 14.8 foot-pounds of torque. Fifth time, it's 31 foot-pounds of torque. The 6th time, you have to tighten it 100 degrees. Then the 7th time, you have to tighten it another 100 degrees. And then the 8th time, you have to tighten it another 50 degrees. It's a long process, but we're gonna get it done because we're trying to do this as proper as we can. You also gotta make sure you follow this really specific torque sequence. So they're all numbered. So this is 1, 2, and then we got 3, 4, 5, and 6. You wanna make sure that the cams are gonna be on the right side. Satisfying, but it's annoying. But just hearing the, it's gonna happen. Hold on, wait. It's about to happen. Wait, it's about to happen. There we go. Wait for that.
It didn't go.
There we go. Y'all already know the drill by now. Before we put some gasket down, we have to clean it with some brake clean. Dowels help big time. There, the dowel's on in the back. Now we just gotta put the dowel in the front. All right, it's in? Yep. There we go. High five. We got the cam covers or the cam brace, whatever you wanna call it. We got them on. You have to torque it down to 14, was it? 14 foot-pounds of torque. It is currently day number 2 of the BRZ Motor Rebuild. We got a lot of work done the other day, and today hopefully is going to be the final day. Today's goal is to finish putting this entire motor back together. If everything goes perfectly right and we run into no problems, then this car will start by tonight. But you guys know how cars go. When do things ever go perfectly right and nothing go wrong? Almost never. Never. Starting this car tonight is definitely going to be a long shot, but tonight's goal is definitely to finish assembling the motor and drop it back into the car. For you guys, this is all gonna be in one video, but for us, last time we were working on this motor was 2 days ago. So I'm pretty sure last time we left you guys off, we finished putting the heads onto the block. We torqued down the head studs, and on this side, we finished putting everything on the heads back together. It still looks pretty bare, but we honestly don't have that much remaining. We still have to put on the timing kit, the front cover, then all the accessory pieces, and then we're pretty much good to go. The head studs are torqued down, but before we put the valve cover on, we have to take these little camshaft end caps off and put some gasket on them. This front cover here too, we just put some gasket on, because if you don't put some gasket, it's just gonna start leaking oil from right there. There you go. Oh, yeah, you messed up. You done messed up. Before we put the end caps on, can't forget to lube her up a little bit. Just line her up with the dowels, and there we go. After about a minute, we have to torque it down to spec, and then exactly what we did right there, we have to do right here. Since we got the full engine rebuild kit, it came with a bunch of different gaskets. One of those gaskets being the, let's look at the other one, the spark plug gaskets. For this car, the spark plug gaskets are just round, so you just take the open side and then just pop it into the spark plug hole. Put that on really tight and make sure that it's snug. And then we also have a brand new fresh gasket for the valve cover itself, which Amanda is cleaning up right now. Just dropping a new gasket into it. Ooh. We're gonna apply some ultra black gasket maker right in the corners just because those are sometimes weak spots where oil can kind of slip out of. So we're gonna apply some right over here in the corner, right over here in this corner. Corner, 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 corner. It just makes sure just that much more that no oil is gonna leak out. And then just take your finger and give her a good little spread. Just gotta apply a little bit of lube onto each lobe.
I was supposed to do that.
All right, here, you do that side. You're closer to that side.
I was feeling my head.
It's fun, all right?
You did all of them yesterday and you were like, oh, you got the next one. Yeah, right.
Yep, just drop it on.
Is there any dowels?
No, there you go though. All right, and then just put in the valve cover bolts. 5 foot-pounds, and did you just snap it? Did you just snap it?
No.
Oh shit, you made me, oh, you scared me so bad. Oh, that's the last thing we needed today. Man, you scared me. I hate you.
It just came off.
Oh, I got so scared. So like we showed you guys, we put in a new thermostat. Did the car need one? Not necessarily.
No, water pump.
Oh, water pump, that's what I meant, sorry. Good. Like we showed you guys, we replaced the water pump. Did we need to? Not necessarily, but is it a good preventative measure to take? It's already opened up, might as well go ahead and replace it. Another thing we might as well go ahead and replace is the thermostat. They're cheap enough to just go ahead and order. I mean, it just goes right into there like that. There you go. There's the new thermostat. We're gonna clean it up, obviously. We're gonna clean up the surface, pop the new thermostat in, and throw in the new thermostat housing, and then we're good to go. With it all cleaned up, just fit it right on there, and boom. The next step I think we can move on to is timing. So this timing kit is from CNS Automotive. Unlike the STIs and WRXs, the FRSs and BRZs use a timing chain rather than a timing belt. You have to be careful with which ones you order. Make sure you get the timing chains with the markings on them. If the timing chains don't already have the marking on them, trust me, it makes it a lot harder. You sometimes have to spend the extra money, but just go ahead and get the timing chains with the marking on them. Trust me guys, it makes the whole job a lot easier. It just makes sure and gives you that extra protection to make sure you get the timing done right, because one time I didn't have the markings and kind of might have messed up the timing. So that's not good, that's not good. You wanna make sure that you have the markings. The markings make it so much easier. We got some new timing guides, got a new crank gear, and then got some new timing chains. Everything happens for a reason.
What's the reason?
I don't know. All right, well, we ran into a massive hiccup and we won't be able to complete the engine rebuild tonight. Amanda bought a brand new timing kit and we threw away all the components of the old timing kit. And the new timing kit came with everything we needed, right? Came with a timing chain, the little guides, the tensioners. Well, it came with 2 tensioners and they're both for the same exact side. We got 2 of the same exact tensioners. No bueno. These are both for the right side of the motor, so you guys can see that this tensioner fits right over here. And we need a tensioner that'll fit right there. And this tensioner is not the right size at all. They sent us out the wrong tensioners. All right, boys, we are at day number 3 of the BRZ Motor Rebuild. Amanda drove about 3 hours away just to buy a used right side tensioner. It is a little sketch using a used tensioner. I don't know how we feel about it, but if the motor blows, it's on us. If the motor doesn't blow though, then you guys can't say anything because it worked. The tension on the chain is all right. Hopefully it doesn't go bad on us. So I already went ahead, got the timing done, and I don't really feel comfortable telling you guys how I did the timing, but I went based off this other YouTube video. I'll leave a link down in the description if you guys want to search it up and you guys need to do your timing. But basically, you line up the markings with the markings that are on the crank collar. All the markings on the camshafts are this little notch right over here. If the camera ever wants to focus, right there. You just match up the painted piece of the link to this notch. Do that on all 4 sides and then timing is good to go. Our timing should be good to go already, so we're gonna go ahead, throw on the front cover and then start putting all the accessory pieces back onto the car. The front cover is all gasketed up and ready to put on. We put a lot of gasket on just because this world does not need another leaky Subaru. We got enough of those. with the front cover on, we can torque all these little bolts down to 8 foot-pounds of torque, and then all the outer 12mm bolts are torqued down to about 19 foot-pounds. The link that I'm using to find all the torque specs, I'll leave it down in the description in case anybody needs it. So when we were taking this motor apart, we were kind of being strategic about it. I pulled off the entire wiring off the motor without taking it apart. If I took the wiring apart, I probably wouldn't know where it goes, right? It's gonna be really hard. In order to make it simple, to put everything back, I left the entire wiring harness intact. I didn't take anything apart. I know a lot of people like to take it apart. I didn't. It's gonna be pretty easy. You just pick it up and then put it on top of the motor. Wherever a hose lands on top of, that's where it goes. Simple enough. Anybody can do it, right?
Right.
All right, so it should be pretty easy. I'm just gonna pick it up and then just drop it on here. I made it like the easiest thing to put back together. Whole motor's back together.
It looks really messy now.
Yeah, it does. It was really nice and clean. Like we
Intake manifold's gonna cover all this.
Yeah. Drive safe, man.
This thing.
Try to drive safe.
So nice.
I'm not a Mustang guy, but damn, that looks good. This thing is finally starting to look like a complete motor. Now, what we're about to do is a very monumental moment. We're putting on the intake manifold. After you put on the intake manifold, it's gonna look like a proper Subi motor. It's gonna even look like it's ready to drop in. We vacuumed the crap out of everything inside just to make sure nothing goes into the motor. We vacuumed everything around it. Here we go, baby. And is your side done? You might have to just finesse it through. There you go. If the motor is already outside of the car, might as well go ahead and change out the spark plugs. The spark plug that the BRZ and FRS and 86 use, I believe they're like special spark plugs. You have to get it from the dealership or online. You really can't just go to your local AutoZone and get it just because they're a little bit different. I think they're a little bit longer. The Subaru dealership is gonna charge you over $100 for 4 spark plugs, and it's kind of ridiculous. And if you go to a Toyota dealership and pick up some spark plugs, it only costs like $70. The price difference is kind of insane. Subaru just upcharges spark plugs for some reason. The 86, FRS, and BRZ all have the same exact motor. They use the same exact spark plugs. But for some reason, if you buy it from Toyota, it's a hell of a lot cheaper compared to Subaru. So if you need to get spark plugs for your BRZ, just do yourself a favor, go to Toyota and get some spark plugs. It makes it a lot easier. Oh yeah, and here's the part number. Man, oh man, the motor is pretty much all together. You know what that means?
Oh, she ready.
She is ready for the transplant.